why is sleep important? And then what are some strategies you have done to potentially try to improve upon your sleep, since I know it's probably been limited?
Yeah, well, obviously sleep is your chance to recover from the night, and it's good for your immune system, which obviously in times like this, we need all the help we can get.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Healthy Living Wichita podcast with Go Time Training. I'm your host, Raymond Elliott, lead personal trainer at Go Time Training in Northeast Wichita, Kansas. I've been in the fitness industry for over 20 years now, and I've seen it all. This podcast cuts through all the fads and gimmicks to give you a science-based truth on all things fitness and nutrition, so you don't have to try to figure it out on your own. If you want to live happier and healthier and get the scoop on how to work out, eat right, and keep a positive mindset, you're in the right place. It's go time. Now, let's get to the show. Healthy Living Wichita. Skylar, you're back. What's your favorite part of your day?
Yeah.
Favorite part. We're here. It's rainy, it's cloudy, cold, a little tired, but that's all right. We'll talk about that.
Kansas weather.
Kansas weather. Welcome, Kansas. It is November, so I guess we're expecting this. So Skylar, tell the wonderful world a little bit about yourself.
I guess other than you and Jake, I guess the longest tenured trainer here, just over 4 years now. So now also live the furthest away from everybody. But
I know. I changed all that.
I guess we'll kind of get into that on the
there we go. Yeah. Yeah, you've always. Even when I lived out west, I think you still lived farther away from me. So.
Halfway to Oklahoma.
Where was that place called? Udall? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a little bit of a drive. You scare me every day.
Same.
So, especially when we're getting up into winter. You're always the first person to think of how to make that long drive. But we're glad that you make it here. You've been consistent. You have 5 a.m.s too. Every day. So always here, which is pretty awesome. But I'm sure that's probably you have to get up a little earlier.
Yep, 3:50 at least.
Does anybody chill on that? 3:50 every day. Yeah, you remember the good old days when we used to do that from like 3:50 and go home, get up when it's dark, go home when it's dark.
Yeah.
So now you at least have a little bit better of a shift, which is nice to have.
Yeah.
So I'm sure getting sleep. You now also have a newborn.
Yeah.
So I'm sure sleep is something that's very difficult for you, and I know that you've done quite a bit of research on it lately. In fact, you're going to present a little bit over sleep today in the meeting. Why is sleep important? And then what are some strategies you have done to potentially try to improve upon your sleep, since I know it's probably been limited?
Yeah, well, obviously sleep is your chance to recover from the night, and it's good for your immune system, which obviously in times like this, we need all the help we can get. However, I am not the greatest at getting a good 8 hours of sleep. I average probably around 6. 6 is, I can function well with 6. Obviously, everybody's a little bit different. Typically, 8 to 9 is recommended, but I'm not going to go to bed at 7 or 8 o'clock. So right. I know with you and I both, well, the morning crew, we wake up probably around 4. So,
yeah.
I have a 35-minute drive in, so 3:50 for me. But I love sleep.
Yeah.
Obviously, found that out really in college more so than anything with all the naps I would take around practices and classes, and still try to pull off a nap. Now every now and then. So it's huge.
I feel like
obviously
naps are important too.
Yeah, I definitely think so. The quality of sleep is going to be, it varies. Sometimes you can get one of those naps. You're like, shoot, I'm late for work, or what day is it? Is it
small
even
coma when you wake up?
Yeah, is it morning or evening?
Yeah, those are always good ones.
Yeah, but I don't know. Typically, I'll get 8 hours of sleep on the weekends, but hopefully, definitely not. I don't touch 8 hours during the week though.
Yeah, it's difficult. I'm the same way, and I'm just kind of learning to deal with it. People always ask me how, but I think it's where I think naps are important if I can get those in. Sometimes you can't get them in, and from what I've understood, studies you can't win back. Once you wake up, you don't get to so if you get 6 hours of sleep and then 2 hour nap, it doesn't consider 8 hours of sleep that you can't get those times back. But I definitely think
it helps. I know for me personally, if I get a nap, then I'm normally good to go. But it's probably ideal to get all that in one consistent time and to get good sleep too. You know, there's a difference between 8 hours of tossing and turning, waking up, and 8 hours of actual sleep. What are some negative effects of sleep that you've either noticed or have read about?
Yeah, so with us being in the fitness industry, I was looking at a couple studies. They purposely sleep restricted certain people in a couple different groups to see how they reacted with weight gain or weight loss. Another one with muscle protein synthesis, which is obviously important for gaining muscle mass, which is kind of the whole goal to working out. So
And maintaining it as
exactly. So one of the groups that they looked at the muscle protein synthesis, the sleep deprived group was about 20% less than the group who got about 8 hours of sleep. So that right there shows you 8 hours of sleep is pretty crucial to gaining or maintaining muscle mass. The other study I was looking at was a group. What was it I showed you? Oh, the weight gain. So through, I think it was just 5 days, they had the group sleep 4 to 5 hours. I think it was 4.5 hours to be exact, and they ended up gaining 2 pounds over the 4 or 5 days compared to the group who got 8 hours of sleep. So,
yeah, I think I was telling you, like when I did contest prep, that was really eye opening to me because at that point I was working 15, 16-hour days that were pretty packed, and I was getting up really early and coming home late, and I was carb depleted, and just it was a miserable time as far as energy goes, and that should have been the most important time for me to get sleep, and I hardly didn't. I was getting a lot of 5, 6, 4 hours nights of sleep. But the nights that I did get those 8 hours, those are the days I actually waked up leaner. I don't know if it's just because longer time period, I fasted more in water, but whatever I woke up as, I normally maintain that weight loss. So it wasn't like something just because I slept a little bit longer and fasted a little bit longer and had a little bit less water. I literally just for some reason that would be the days I burned fat. So it'd be weird. I could go 2 weeks with a horrible sleep, get one good night of sleep, and be down a couple pounds. So that was real eye opening. I guess eye closing. Eye opening.
Right.
Eye opening for me to just see that in real life. I don't know if that's how it is for everybody, but I can definitely see that protein synthesis probably also has a lot to do with your metabolism. So that's probably another deal. People's metabolism was faulty, and probably also sleep is important. We talked about stress with Casey, our last one. That probably also goes into, and she noted how negatively stress can happen on your body composition. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you're probably in a higher stress mode most of the time.
Yeah, typically the sleep deprived people are at higher risks of like possibly type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular issues, and there's a number of other things. Anxiety, depression, which obviously is an ever-growing thing as these years go by.
Yeah, it's huge right now. It's sadly, it's a very large, higher percentage of mental depression right now than it's ever been. We've seen a lot in youth under the age of 30. So sleep is obviously hugely important. It's just funny because, I always, especially when I'm being more dieting and all those things, I hit all the boxes I'm supposed to. I do my cardiorespiratory exercise. I eat healthy. I take my multivitamins. But sleep has always been one of those ones where I'm just like that. I would say out of most personal trainers, we're kind of high caffeinated, sleep deprived individuals most of the time. The industry's changing a little bit, but I think that's the one thing that a lot of us struggle with as fitness coaches and health coaches that want people to be better. But I think just everybody in the world, it seems like it's a very common thing. Most of my clients that I know have some sleep deprived. I know some people, if they don't get their 8 hours, they feel sick the next day. They're almost like dead. They have issues with, you know who you are, talking about you. But,
monsters.
Yeah, they might be monsters. Yeah, and we live a lot on energy drinks, which kind of compels itself because it again gives you energy, and then you're tired, so then you have to get another energy drink, and then it's hard to sleep.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of a bad domino effect of things that can happen. So, what are some things that you've done when you do get your 8 hours, or things that you have done to help better your sleep? Or that you read?
Yeah, like I said, on the weekends, I'll typically get my 8 hours. Mm-hmm. Throughout the week, I'll drink my cherry juice, which I really do think there's a difference. And again, there are studies out there too that proves that cherry juice does help sleep quantity and quality. So it also, like it's the studies say it helps reduce soreness, which I'm always still incredibly sore after training.
Right.
So
But think how sore you would be
yeah, exactly.
if you didn't have the
Could
cherry
be
juice.
even
That's always
worse.
yes.
But I really do believe that helps. I typically won't drink on the weekend just because it's kind of expensive for 4 servings. But I usually get a 32-ounce bottle and drink roughly 8 ounces Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not Friday.
Where do you get cherry juice at?
Cherry juice Dylan's.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've talked to a few people about it.
Place.
But yeah, it helps. I kind of like the taste of it too. So
cherry juice is good. I like. Yeah.
And I'll show. We talked about later in this meeting. Tart cherries, I guess, have slight melatonin in them. So that's kind of the science behind it, helping you sleep.
Yeah.
I don't do melatonin. I've had friends who do it, and I mean, I don't know, they swear by it. So
yeah, a lot of people do. I don't think I've seen some of the effects of it. I've tried it and been done nothing, and then I've also tried it. And I think that I've slept better, and I've read a lot of studies. But you know how everything is. You hear studies that say it does one thing, and then the study that says there's not any evidence it does. But I think melatonin works for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's a natural sedative, which is nice. Versus, I think some people get stuck in them where they have to use those. So if you can use something like cherry juice or melatonin, that'll probably be a lot better than good old-fashioned Ambien.
Yeah.
That can cause some problems. Or Tylenol PM.
Workout wise, with my sleep, I always feel best working out on Saturday when I do get my 8 hours.
Yeah.
That's where I don't know. I don't really keep track of my lifts. I mean, I know most of it all up here since I've been doing it long enough. But that's where we talked about progress in training. It's not always linear, and I think sleep is a huge factor to that. If you look back at what you lifted last week for however many sets, reps, the weight, just because you did that last week, you may not always do it today or this week or next week. It's going to fluctuate sometimes due to the amount of rest, I think. So.
Yeah, actually, you remember the Oura Ring?
Yeah.
I had that. It's on the charger right now. I actually just got the charger back. But that thing would always tell you if you had an energy or not. But it's kind of cool to be in tune. And I think if you looked at your tracking, like maybe your weights and all those things, you could probably start to see a correlation where you got better sleep or those times that you did, and weight loss is the same way. And the Oura Ring was kind of good like that. It was just telling me I was trash every day. So I was like, it was like, Ray, don't do anything. I was like, I got stuff to do, Oura Ring. I can't.
It's like 1 out of 100. Good luck.
Yeah. I'm like, I know. So it can be one of those things where you're like, but you need to listen to your body at some point. There's sometimes just life you have to push through. But if you can kind of get into that, like I said, you probably Saturdays is your day. You feel so much better on those days. If you look at your weights and how much you lifted and how you lift, you can probably see a correlation to you got better sleep at those times.
Yeah, I mean, if at 5 a.m. listen to their body every day, like, well, I'm still tired. I better not go work out.
Yeah.
And, they might be in some trouble. And missing it every once in a while due to sleep is fine. Like if you were up late working, it's understandable. I don't expect you to come in on 4 hours of sleep. And if you have kids, it's going to be different too.
Yeah.
So obviously, there's some pretty important things out there other than just weight training. So
there is? That's crazy. I'm still finding these things out. Yeah, definitely. So sometimes you just have to listen to your body. Sometimes you have to push through. And that thing was cool because sometimes I felt like I didn't or I got less sleep, but it said I got better sleep. So I was like, you're good to go. Like you got really good sleep that night because it would read like my heart rhythms and how much time I was asleep and how much I moved around, my REM and all that fun jazz. So it's a pretty cool thing. So if you do have problems with sleep, I've suggested people check out the Oura Ring and see. The idea is to see trends and see what you're doing and start to try to improve your sleep, start hitting better numbers, and it's a gauge for progress. So I maybe need to revisit it a little bit more.
Yeah,
maybe.
Maybe I have a sleeping disorder.
Maybe I just need. I could. I need. It's weird because typically when I sleep, I've been made fun of for everything will be in a big I will literally sleep my pillow off the case. I will not have a pillowcase on my pillow. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing jumping jacks or I'm fighting somebody. It's like a ninja thing.
I remember doing that as a kid. I would completely flip around. My head would end up being where my feet were at.
Yeah.
I used to sleepwalk and sleep talk all the time when I was younger.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've done that in a while. But
I thought about recording myself just to see what goes on. How even the sheets and the undersheet or whatever with the Zaxxon band would be all off of it. It'd be pretty much just bare bed. and like a pile of sheets.
You're just like pulling the fitted sheet over you to fall asleep.
I don't know why.
Definitely can't do that.
I don't know how I sleep the pillowcase off. Like, how's that even possible? But I do. Almost every night that I sleep. So it's crazy. I think some people just have sleeping issues, and sometimes maybe going and getting that checked out, like going to those places and get recorded. See them in there like doing 6 rounds of
get a sleep study done.
Yeah, I don't even know where you can do that at, but I'm sure there's probably places. But anyway, so sleep, main things that we're kind of like saying, sleep obviously for people, they've shown studies that people that don't get enough sleep end up gaining weight. It does hinder protein synthesis for most studies show, which could decrease lean body mass or not make you be able to gain or maintain lean body mass, which can negatively affect your metabolism and your cosmetic looks and your strength gains and muscle mass. Cherry juice is good.
Love it.
Love cherry juice.
Yeah.
Melatonin might be another thing to do. Something that's actually helped me out, which is kind of weird, is taking like a hot bath sometimes before and just like relaxing, and then like getting out and going straight to bed. Obviously after you dry off, but go straight to bed. Like and they say colder too. Sometimes can help at night if it's a little chilly, like turn a fan on, or colder temperatures.
Yeah.
And then like light.
And light.
Like keeping it all. Well, no light. I guess keeping all the light off.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you watch TV to go to sleep?
I cannot. If the TV's on, I'm watching it. I gotta finish whatever I'm watching. I can't do it.
Yeah, some people have to like have a TV on or something like that.
I'm with the ceiling fan. Turn the ceiling fan on.
Yeah.
Regardless of how cold it is, but I usually sleep pretty warm, so the fan doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, I don't mind a fan on as long as I've got some blinkies. Some blinkies over me. You like that?
Yeah, just don't sleep with socks on. Those people.
People sleep with socks on?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't typically do that. Cool. Well, so I guess the main thing out there is to get better sleep. Yeah. We probably should try it ourselves and see what happens.
Yeah.
Try to get some better sleep.
If you're going to work hard, you got to recover, and sleeping is a huge part of that. So.
Yeah, I even heard like they were saying it was probably a while back, so I can't know if it's relative, but they were saying that people that do heavy weight training actually acquire more like 9 to 10 hours of sleep just because there's more work being done possibly at night. You got to think about like all those guys are workers. They're doing the night shift and they're doing stuff. So if you're adding more to their plate, they might need a little bit more time. But I think most people 7 to 8 hours is kind of still the golden kind of rule. Yeah. You ever got too much sleep and was like tired the next day? Like, how? I got 10 hours of sleep. Why am I so sleepy today? That one's always weird.
Yeah, it happens.
A good question for you is why we wake up tired when we slept all night?
Yeah, right.
Shouldn't we that be the most refreshed time of our whole day is when we first wake up? We just slept for 8 hours. We should be like...
Yeah, I mean, if you wake up and it's still dark, then I don't know.
It's sad. It's hard. I never got that. Like, why do you wake up tired? Like, I already slept.
Yeah, I mean, for as many answers as they have for sleep, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. So, I mean, as is, there is with anything. So,
it seems like it'd be a very common problem with people. I see that a lot. I hardly know very many people that get really good sleep. It seems like a national issue. So something that I think people are trying to get better at, and obviously spend a lot of money. We spend a lot of time in there, a lot of time to sleep, and a lot of our life is. So we want to try to make sure that you get good sleep when you're doing it. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's about it. We got a meeting to go to. I get to learn more about you from sleep, so that's going to be exciting. I can't wait for that. Our Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. So, all right, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Anything else you want to say to anybody out there? No. Stay warm. This will be after Thanksgiving, so we're actually technically before Thanksgiving. So happy late Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had fun. This is actually probably Black Friday, so you'll probably be out shopping right now, buying me stuff for Christmas. Yeah. I need a bunch of stuff. If you want to give me anything.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Might get some deals.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, have a happy Black Friday if you're out there shopping. Get some sleep. You'll need some rest for the holidays. Have a good one.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Healthy Living Wichita podcast with Go Time Training. If you enjoyed today's show and want to get started with your own fitness journey, I'd love to help kickstart your goals. How do 4 60-minute personal training sessions for $99 with me sound? Head over to www.gotimetraining.com/podcast to claim yours. I can't wait to meet you.